When my wife Emma told me she was going on a girls' trip to Italy with her friends, I didn't question it at first. She'd been distant lately, staying up late on her phone, laughing at texts she wouldn't let me see, and spending more time with the girls than with me. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to trust the woman I'd built a life with. But something inside me, that quiet gut feeling that never lies, whispered that something wasn't right. Still, I smiled, helped her pack, and even paid for her ticket. "You deserve a break," I said, forcing a grin while my stomach twisted. She kissed my cheek and said softly, "You're the best husband ever." The night before her flight, she was unusually affectionate, hugging me tighter, kissing longer. But her phone kept buzzing, and when she saw one particular notification, her hand twitched, and she quickly flipped her phone face down. The name that flashed for a second made my blood run cold. Brian. I didn't say a word. Brian was her old friend from university, someone she swore she had no feelings for, someone she'd blocked years ago after I told her he made me uncomfortable. That night, after she fell asleep, I sat in the dark with her phone glowing in my hands. She always thought I didn't know her passcode, but I did. Years of marriage teach you the smallest things. I opened her messages, and there it was, their chat. "Can't wait to finally see you again," he wrote. "Just us, no hiding this time." My chest felt tight. She'd replied, "I told him it's a girl's trip. He has no clue. It's perfect." I didn't rage, didn't throw the phone, didn't wake her up. I just sat there, numb, watching the woman I loved become a stranger in a few lines of text. The next morning, as she sipped her coffee, she smiled. "You'll be okay without me for a week, right?" she teased. I looked at her, still beautiful, still so confident in her lie, and said calmly, "Yeah, of course. Say hi to Brian for me." The mug slipped from her hand, shattering on the floor. For a moment, her confident smile vanished. Her lips parted, but no words came out. Her eyes darted to mine, wide and terrified. What are you talking about?" she stammered. I didn't answer. I just looked at her the way you look at someone who's already gone. She tried to laugh it off. "Oh, come on, you're being paranoid again." But I just stood up, kissed her forehead, and said quietly, "Have a safe trip." She didn't speak for the rest of the morning. When she left for the airport, I stayed behind, staring at her packed suitcase, her perfume lingering in the air. I knew she wasn't going to Italy. Her flight was to Spain. I checked the booking confirmation that she'd carelessly left open on her laptop. And Brian lived in Barcelona. But I didn't plan to confront her then. No. I wanted her to show me how far she'd go. So I called my friend Mark, who worked in a travel agency, and asked him for a favor. "Can you book me on the same flight as my wife, under another name?" I said. He laughed, thinking I was joking. "Man, you're serious?" he asked. "Dead serious." The flight was long. She didn't notice me, 3 rows behind her, watching her laugh at her phone, watching her send hearts and pictures to Brian. When we landed, I saw her meet him at arrivals. He hugged her tightly, and she kissed him like she used to kiss me. My heart didn't break this time. It just went cold. I followed them to the hotel, saw them check in as Mr. and Mrs. Lewis. The irony nearly made me laugh. I waited outside for hours, the Mediterranean breeze doing nothing to cool the fire inside me. That night, I slipped an envelope under their door. Inside was a single photo, Emma and Brian kissing at the airport, printed from my phone. On the back, I wrote, "Enjoy your trip. I'll enjoy my freedom." Then I left. By the time she called me the next morning, I was already on my flight back home. She was sobbing. "James, please, I can explain. It wasn't what it looked like," she cried. I didn't say a word. I just listened to her panic. "I made a mistake, okay? I'll come home, we can talk," she continued, her voice trembling. I finally spoke. "No need. I've already changed the locks." Silence. Then the sound of her breaking down on the other end. Over the next few weeks, she tried everything. Emails, texts, begging messages. "It was just a moment of weakness," she wrote. "You mean everything to me. But I knew better. Love built on lies is just a house on sand." Eventually, her messages stopped. 6 months later, I was sitting at a beachfront cafe, The same one she always wanted to visit but never had time for, when a waiter brought me a letter. "A woman dropped this off earlier," he said. It was from Emma. She'd written, "I stayed in Spain. Brian left me. I realized what I lost when it was too late. You were my real home. I'm sorry." I folded the letter, placed it in my pocket, and looked out at the sea. The sun was setting, golden and calm. For the first time in years, I didn't feel anger or pain. Just peace. Because sometimes, losing someone who lied to you isn't a tragedy, it's a rescue.